Well, hello YouTube. This is Crazy Cool New Yorker coming at you today. Oh, it's a beautiful day. I mean, it is a beautiful day. I had to get out and ride. The wife and the baby were in the pool, and the grandparents came by, and I was just like, you know what? There's too many bodies in this house. I need some fresh air. So I jumped on the bike, and I decided to head for a ride. I'm in a little isolated area here, so but that's okay. I'm still riding. I've been riding for a while. I decided not to go to where there's too much commercial traffic. I decided to keep it a little isolated, so that's what I'm doing. And make my left. One day I should make a right. Take 83 south. I always do 83 north. I never go south. I don't know what's down that direction. But today is north day. So that's what I'm going to do. Of course, there's no car coming. There never is any cars coming over here. I don't think I've seen a car come this way yet. Oh, wow. It's beautiful. So how's everyone? What have you been up to? You know, I've done a little changes. The little changes happened. I've actually become state certified back in, I would say, September of last year. I started, I wanted to become a state examiner, and I started to study for it, you know, basically a state code enforcer. I started studying for it, and very, 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 you know, difficult class. You really have to pay attention, because everything, and I mean everything on that test, is not what you learn in class. You know, when you go to school for a certain topic, and then the teacher gives the lesson for the week, and he goes, "Okay, class, we're going to have a test on Friday," and you go up there expecting to learn something that, you know, or that you've either read or anything from the assignments that you've been given for that week or the past 2 weeks, and not one single thing is on that test. That's how it is for a state code enforcer. Not one single item is on that test. So it was a 6 months class, and we really had to pay attention, and I passed. But you know, the state of New York is slow with everything. They only are fast when they want something for you, but when they have to get something to you, I'm sorry, let's say that correctly. They're only super fast when they want something from you, but when they have to give something to you, they take their time. So I didn't even know if I passed or anything, but I'm proud to say yesterday I got my certification in the mail. I wish it said Crazy Cool New Yorker, but it said congratulations, we are proud to announce that you are now a certified New York State code enforcer. And I thought that was great. I really did. And I worked very hard for that position. My wife is very happy for me. It's something that I didn't think I would do in life. You know, that was something I didn't even think about becoming certified to do. It's just another stepping stone. That's why I always say, never stop learning. It's just another stepping stone for me. And I became I knew some people that did it, and they said, you know, the class is long, and it's a full day, and it's for 6 months, and it's a lot of reading. And I said, well, okay, you know, let me give it a shot. And I did, and it's so funny because when I started it, it was warm, and when I finished it, it was a snowstorm the last day of the class, so I had to drive all the way out to Long Island for this class, and it was the test. The last day was a Friday, of course, and they were giving us 2 tests on that day, and I had to drive in a snowstorm going and coming, and going wasn't that bad. I had to leave out my house about 3:30 in the morning, but coming back, I was driving home in about, ooh, my goodness, I guess it was about a foot of snow, and still pouring. It did not stop. I was a little nervous. Unfortunately, I didn't take the Jeep because they said flurries. They didn't say snowstorm. They said, oh, a few little flurries. Don't worry about this. I took my car. And it was a full-fledged snowstorm that day. I was like, oh my goodness. This weather people can't get anything right. They are perfect for the weather. Messing it up when you need it the most. So, luckily for me, my car is heavy and I have good tires on it, so I got home safely. But I will say, it was a little hair-raising. Oh, wow. So, I became I'm now a full-fledged state code enforcer, which is a good thing. I'm not sure what I'm going to do now. I'd probably find some work, but I know I wanted that title under my belt. I'm not probably going to find some work. I'm going to look for a job in that field as well. Be a nice addition to my resume, a nice accomplishment to my life. And, every goal that I set for myself, I try to accomplish. And if I fail, I'm not that hard on myself. When you're younger, you gotta be like, oh, I gotta pass. But now, I'm to the age where I love achievement, but I realize failure doesn't mean that you are a failure in life. It just means you have to reapply yourself. Step back, look at the situation, study some more, and take it again if you really want it. And it's so funny because the very first exam, which is the easiest part of the class, the very first test, is the easiest test you'll take. I failed it, and I was in such a shock, but I know why, because I was just so nervous. I could not concentrate on what needed to be done. And I was so mad at myself because I got in the car and I'm running the answers over through my head, and I was like, oh my goodness, I got that wrong. And everything is coming into play, and I was just like, oh, I should have passed this test. And unfortunately, I failed it by one question, which means you have to come back and sit in on the next class, which I did. But he gave me a test on that class. He didn't give me a test on the class that I previously took, which he was supposed to do. So now I had to really apply myself, and I passed it. Now that I had a couple of classes under my belt, I was like, okay, I know what I have to do, and I have to read, and I have to make sure that I get a better understanding and stop letting my nerves get the best of me. So that I failed the first test, but then every other test, every single test afterwards, I passed with flying colors. Maybe got one wrong, if that much. That's how hard I studied, and really wanted to become a code enforcer. Have you guys out there ever studied or tried to advance yourself in a career and end up failing the first exam and can't believe you failed it? You're just looking at yourself like, how the heck did I fail? Sometimes your nerves get the best of you. They do. Oh man. But I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you guys are probably out there saying you need to shorten your videos, Crazy Cool. They just too damn long. I will shorten them. I'm not trying to monopolize too much of your time. We all have people we like to do, and we all have a family that requires a time and stuff like that. Yeah, I just noticed that house. I never saw it before. Nice though. So I'm going to end this with, this is Crazy Cool New Yorker saying, ride what you love and love what you ride. Thank you.